Hi all, welcome back. So in the previous video, we talked about the task detail, linked items, and the evidence. Now we'll talk about the tab where the most actual investigative work happens, which is visualization. This is the tab that turns the raw data into the transformative data, where the investigator can read and analyze the data. The first tab that we'll talk about is the alert navigator. The alert navigator actually displays the alert information and the rules and the typologies triggered on it. The transaction detail tab shows the information about the single transaction on which the alert happened and the transaction flow, the debtor and the creditor details, also the amount and the currency and the settlement details. This tab actually displays the transaction information which is easier for the investigator to understand. Then comes the transaction history tab. In the transaction history tab, it's not about one transaction that we talk about or the investigator analyzes. Here, the previous transactions are also analyzed. You can see here we have the creator perspective and the debtor perspective, and we have the month, day, year, and all time that we can filter through. We have the total volume, the total transaction, the alerts triggered, and the investigated alert. We can also see the transaction timeline. This shows the previous transactions that has happened on the previous timelines and the current as well. Then comes the cumulative value, where it talks about the cumulative value of the transactions that has happened at a certain date. Then we talk about the volume distribution of the transactions. You can also see the benefits law distribution analysis, the occurrence of a number which has happened multiple times. Then comes the transaction lister. Here, since we have one transaction right now, so it displays one. If we have future 90 transactions or 900, 900,000, all of it will be displayed here and the visualization will be updated across. Then comes the network analysis. In the network analysis, what happens is that it maps the relationship around your case visually. Accounts as nodes, transactions as links between them. You can view it three ways: by transaction flowing in and out of an account, by all the accounts belonging to a single counterparty, and by counterparties linked to the transaction flows. This is how you uncover mule network, layered transactions, and connected parties that aren't obvious from a single record. So in this, you see that we have the network summary, the center account, the account holder detail, and the account linked to it. Next comes the account network. In the account network, we see how many accounts are attached to a single entity. We see the transactions and the total values and the velocity of it. Then comes the counterparty network. In the counterparty network, we actually see how many parties or how many accounts are attached to that party. So there is one transaction that has flowed through this counterparty as the center node. We can see the total value and the frequency also. We can have a creditor and a debtor perspective here as well. Then comes the alert history. In the alert history tab, it shows you the past alerts that have been triggered on this transaction or on the creditor or the debtor information for a given account counterparty. You'll see prior alerts, prior cases, and investigation or any SCR, STR that has already been filed. If this counterparty has a track record, this is where it shows up. You can see the alert count over time, the alert value over time, the alert history as well. Since we have only one alert right now, it will show only one here. Then comes the conditions tab. The conditions subtab displays any blocking or override conditions on the account or counterparty, past, present, or future. It tells you whether the activity you are investigating happened under a specific control state. In the conditions timeline, you can also see the debtor and the creditor perspective. The so let's take the debtor perspective. The entity level conditions are shown. Since here we have some inactive conditions, so here it shows entity levels, and here it shows the account level conditions and the accounts and the entities linked to it. We can also see the creditor perspective as well. Then comes the profile overview. In the profile overview, we display the past 90 days transaction data. We can see the creditor and the debtor perspective here as well, since we don't know on which perspective the alert has been generated. So we see the entity ID, the entity name, the entity role, the entity type, the total value, total transaction, total volume trends in the 90 days, the daily transaction count, and the transactions. Now that the investigator has visualized the investigation on the case and visualized the transactions, he has to now make the notes and have to view the summary. In the next video, we'll see how the notes are being made and how the summary is being viewed.